You know how people say don't do drugs, yeah? But never really explain why. Right, and that's why we are here today. I am with Larry Clinton, not just a pharmacist on paper, but he has been in the room, seen the mistakes and dealt with the real life consequences of drug misuse. From hospitals to community pharmacies, Larry has watched how one wrong decision with drugs can go from small to serious effect. So, on this episode of the Unpack It podcast, why you should not do drugs, we are not giving you lectures, we are giving you real stories, real insights, and the kind of truth that actually sticks. This one, you need to hear it, so stay tuned. According to the WHO and the UNODC, there is an increase in drug use and substance use among young adults.
14.4% of adults within the age of 15 and 65 abuse drugs. They use hard substances. Where you live, the environment you live plays a big part on who you become. Okay, for drug misuse, if your pharmacist tell you, okay, just take 100 milligram morning and evening, but take 50 milligram instead of 100, you are not using the drug as you are supposed to use it. But abusing the drug is, let's say you take 100 milligram of diclo, and you see that that pain I was feeling is no longer there. Tomorrow now, as the pain come, you take two. You are abusing the drug.
There's a feeling you think you get when you begin to use medications or drugs on a different level, thinking that you are good, oh, I'm fantastic. But what you do not know is that it is the beginning of a journey of no return in that part. Do you agree to that statement? Yeah. So according to the WHO and the UNODC, that is United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, they conducted a research, and according to them, we see that there is an increase in drug use and substance use among young adults, right? So what comes to mind? I mean, have you seen that stats before?
Yes, actually, like you said, according to the UNODC, in collaboration with Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, 14.4% of adults within the age of 15 and 65 abuse drugs. They use hard substances, and that is a very high percentage. That is about 20-something million people in Nigeria compared to our population right now. And why people abuse drugs? There are different reasons why people abuse drugs.
Yeah.
Some people abuse drugs just to feel good. Like maybe their friend tell them, "Oh, I could not do this, but I took this and I felt good and I could do this." So some people abuse drugs to feel good. That's one of the things that make people abuse drugs. Another reason is to escape pain. There are some people that I wouldn't say it's not their fault, but they take drugs to escape pain. There's some type of accident you have where the pain alone is too much, so they have to prescribe them drugs, certain medications that will help to numb this pain, to reduce the pain that they feel. Some people just do it for experimental purpose. They'll be like, this drug that people are talking about, let me try it. I want to know how it feels. Some people just do it like that, and it's not good, but some people just do it like that. They don't know the dangers that are attached to it. Another reason why some people can abuse drug is the environment. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday, and I think the point of the whole conversation, the bullet, is that where you live, the environment you live plays a big part on who you become. Now, some people are born in environments or areas where people abusing drugs is a normal thing in the day. You can just be walking by a road and you just see someone with cocaine or something. That's the environment they grew up in, so they are influenced by that environment. So generally, there are different reasons that make people
they do all of these things and the increase in numbers.
Yes.
So I like the direction that we've come from and where we are hitting. But then from what you've just said, I can point out that drug abuse or substance abuse does not necessarily mean at the extreme. Maybe you are taking cocaine, loud, or whatever. From the examples you've given, like even we as individuals on a regular basis, we tend to use drugs. So I think that borderlines around drug misuse and abuse.
Yes.
So do you agree that there's a difference between both drug misuse and drug abuse?
Okay, for drug misuse, if you misuse drug, let's say you are supposed to take a particular dosage, your pharmacist tell you, okay, just take 100 milligram morning and evening. But let's say, for example, now you go, there are some tablets that you can see in 100 milligram, you can still see in 50 milligram. Yeah, a good example is diclofenac, just to cite an example. Now, you take 50 milligram instead of 100. You are not using the drug as you are supposed to use it. But abusing the drug is, let's say you take 100 milligram of diclo, and you see that, that pain I was feeling is no longer there. Tomorrow now, as the pain comes, you take 2. You are abusing the drug.
Okay.
You are not using the drug the way you are supposed to use it. That is like drug abuse.
That's abuse.
Yes.
Abuse or misuse?
Abuse.
Okay.
Yes, abuse.
Okay.
But generally, they are often intertwined. So you can say I can confidently say they're the same thing. If you're abusing drug, you're still misusing it. Like that is not, think about it. It's just, it's English language. we want to go into the science of it, not the English. But misuse and abuse are around the same thing.
Oh, okay. So it's basically intertwined.
Yes.
Generally.
Yeah.
There's a sentence I read some time ago where, said there is a feeling you want to get, or there's a feeling you think you get when you begin to use medications or drugs on a different level. Thinking that you are good, I'm fantastic. But what you do not know is that it is the beginning of a end way to your brain or to your life generally. Okay. So it's just like saying in simple sentence or relating it on a regular basis, you own a car, your car can take 4 people, but because you want to make more money, you said, let me take 6 people inside my car. Now to you have started using your car to make money, but what you do not know is that you have started to spoil something in your car part, say like the shock absorber and all of that. So when you take drugs for you to feel higher or feel lighter, what you do not know is that you are beginning a journey of no return in that part. Do you agree to that statement?
100%. Like, it's not about do I agree. In fact, there's an explanation to it. Let me dive deep. For example, let me use opioids now to cite an example in this particular question you asked. Generally, when you take opioids, what happens is that they mess up our brain reward system, right? And I'm going to use this figure as an example. Let's assume the brain needs 10 dopamine for you to feel good. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is released when we are excited. You know that feeling, that thing when you were growing up, when they will say, I'm feeling butterfly in my stomach, when you're in love. Actually, it's dopamine in your brain. It's not in yours. There's no butterfly. It's dopamine in your brain. When the brain releases that dopamine, it makes us to feel good. You feel excited. But when you start taking these drugs, like opioid, for example, and it goes to your brain.
Do you have a example of opioid?
Tramadol is an opioid.
Okay.
Cocaine is an opioid.
Okay.
Yes, they are opioids. Fentanyl is an opioid. Oxycodone is an opioid. These are like different examples of opioids.
Drugs.
Yes. But generally, if you hear the word opioid, they are drugs that when you take to the brain, you're taking them to ease pain.
Okay.
Yeah, to ease that. So maybe you had an accident or something, they recommend you go be on an opioid. Because the reason why they use opioids for pain is so that they act on the brain directly. That sense of pain is reduced directly from the brain. But these opioids they are still highly addictive. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to explain. Now, your body needs 10 dopamine, right? On a normal day for you to feel good, for example. And when you start taking this opioid, they cause the brain to release more. Let's say from 10 and the brain is releasing 50. Now, this same brain that is releasing 10 is now releasing 50, right? Tomorrow you take it again, the brain releases 50. The next day you take it again, the brain releases 50. Now, the interesting thing about the brain is that the brain is a very intelligent organ. Very intelligent. Now, the brain quickly adapts faster than we think. So it gets to a point where, let's say you stop taking the drug. This 10 that the brain is normally supposed to release, if it now releases 10, it will now feel like 2. As if it's releasing 2. Like as 2. Yeah. Be like Nigerian economy, naira and dollar. But the point is, it now feels so small. So you feel now you're not taking the drug to even feel high anymore. You're taking the drug to feel normal. Like me and you now, I believe we are normal. You are normal. Right? Yeah. So the fact that we are normal, that person now needs to take that drug to feel normal. like us, no longer high because the brain has adapted. Remember when we were younger, when we were in school, characteristics of a human being, Mr. Ninja D.
Mr. Ninja D.
You remember? The last time I heard, it was not Mr. Ninja card.
Okay.
Yeah, that card was competition and adaptation.
Yeah.
Human being, we adapt easily,
Yes.
and that stems from our brain. So this is like a perfect example of adaptation. The brain is easy; it easily adapts. It easily adapts. So when the brain now comes to 50 as your normal dopamine level, you now need this drug more to feel normal. Now, if you want to now feel higher, you will now be going higher, and the more you go, the more dangerous it becomes, because it gets to a point where you are at risk of having respiratory depression.
What does that mean?
Okay, so respiratory depression is, in simple terms, is difficulty breathing. You cannot breathe like you used to breathe. You can lead to seizure too. And once you start getting to that level, you are going to death. You start losing your mind, you are no longer thinking straight anymore. So those are like the harmful parts of why we should not do drugs.
And I like the explanation of, the end, like your body engine primarily like increases so much work and it just wants to work.
Yes.
And now you cannot like continue work and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Very unrelated. This podcast is sponsored by I Choose Life Foundation.
Okay.
And what the organization does is, really advocate against drug use and misuse. So in recent times, one of the individuals that, they've come in contact with, the young man has been smoking beforehand, right? But on introduction to a particular type of, drug, so to say, he started developing schizophrenia, what's the word? Symptoms. And, he became schizophrenic generally.
Yeah.
What would you say, or what is the explanation behind? Because this person has been smoking. And so you see every day people that smoke say, I'm fine, nothing they do me. But they're just chilled. And they're like, but since this person is schizophrenic, how come? But I still do all right. What is the science behind it? Why did he end up, in that stage where he's now beginning to affect him mentally?
Okay, I'm going to use cannabis as a case study. When you said smoking, weed, that's the popular one that they used to take.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, there is what we call the endocannabinoid pathway or system in the brain. Well, naturally, these endocannabinoids, they bind to the CB1 receptor, and then when they bind, they cause release of dopamine, and then when these dopamine bind to receptors, it makes us be naturally, small excitement, just the natural way our body has been created to operate. Yeah. But there's a substance in weed that is called CHC, it's tetrahydrocannabinol. Now, this substance mimic the effect of endocannabinol in our body, in our brain. Now, what do I mean? The receptor that endocannabinol is supposed to bind to, now there's this substance in that weed, THC, that binds to that same substance.
Okay.
And it makes it to act even stronger, more than what the normal neurotransmitter is supposed to do. Now, I'm getting somewhere. When this THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, binds to this receptor, CB1, now this CB1 receptor can be found in the basal ganglia, in the nucleus accumbens, and in the cerebellum. Now, let me start from the cerebellum. Cerebellum is a part of the brain that controls motor reflex.
Yeah.
Your movement, how you walk, and all that. Now, when THC binds to CB1 and causes that dopamine release, it now causes you to be hyper, that's what, when you see someone that is high now or takes some kind of Igbo, they will not be walking, they will not be staggering. Yeah, it's because it is now affecting the cerebellum in their brain. Now, let's go to the nucleus accumbens. When it binds to the nucleus accumbens, that is what causes that euphoric feeling, that feeling of highness. Now, you will not develop any side effect like the first day you try it. Like I said, remember earlier we mentioned that the brain adapts. So with time, once you keep taking it, your brain that is supposed to be working in a particular way, you are now stressing it. It now works. Okay, now let me cite another example. When dopamine is being released from the neuron of the brain, right? Normally, a certain percentage is taken back. There's what we call reuptake.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's some of these hard drugs, they block that reuptake, they inhibit that reuptake. So let's say 100% dopamine is released, 75% is taken back. But now when your brain releases that 100, nothing is going back because this drug you are taking have blocked that reuptake, making everything to be flowing in your body. And then they bind to receptors that they are not even supposed to bind to. And then we'll start seeing adverse effects. So most times things like that don't develop at once. Like it takes time. And when it keeps repeating, you will see that the person's brain is no longer functioning as it's supposed to be. You know, when we started the podcast, you used the car as an example, right?
Yeah.
Now, imagine your car, your mechanic will tell you service your car every 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah.
But no, you want, now you buy it, now you do the car. So you want to wait till 1 year. You know, until the engine they do chuku before you want to service it. So just like that's how the brain works. Like when you are stressing the brain, it will eventually break down. If you fail to service your car, let's say after 3 months, nothing will happen. 4 months, you are still good. But the more you are using it and you are overusing it, it now becomes a problem.
Okay, so from what you just said, some people can pick up and say, "You've just given me a reason to even use drugs more."
Okay.
Why? Because you sort of like explain and make them understand that what they need is servicing. So I've had a number of friends say, once I don't start to skip. No, you mean no skip.
I don't know the meaning of skip. What do you mean of skip?
So people that do drugs a couple of times, one of the common characteristics with them is, I don't skip.
Okay, they skip. So what does it mean for them to
forget.
skip? Okay, they now forget things.
It's like their brain is not so wired to remember.
Sorry to cost you. How do you know skip?
So I've heard it from a couple of friends. Like I've had conversations with people around, these things. So even while they don't do it as much, they just say, they skip, and skipping means like they forget primarily.
Yeah.
So people just say these things, and this is what they see. Because a lot of people do these drugs actually. So what they do is they take a break. So I met a girl in school sometime. I think I was in year 3 at the time, and she was in year 4. And so she was just gisting me about that when they want to go wild, they go wild and they just go all out. And she takes like 2 months.
Okay.
She takes a break totally. And to them, it's like they're, rejuvenating their system, cleansing their system, detox primarily. So they do it, they stop, they go detox, and then they come back to it. Do you think that, based on the explanation I've said, right?
Yeah.
Does that really solve the problem that taking drugs might give to you, or maybe like alcohol on the higher level, because it's part of a drug as well?
Yes.
So does that really solve the problem, or you are deceiving yourself?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question but like this. Now, that solves the problem of addiction. They will tell you addiction does not happen once. Like you said, she will take it once. Then maybe like 3 months,
She'll go back,
4 months, she will not take it until when she wants to be high. I don't think you get addicted that way, because the brain it's a pattern for it to become an addiction. Yeah. But that has another problem. Because these drugs we are taking, any substance you take into the body must leave the body after doing what it's supposed to do. Like it's excreted through the kidney, through the liver. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, this substance that you take, they stress our internal organs. This person may think, I will not be addicted. It's now once I do them. But you're stressing
your organs.
Yes, you're stressing your organs. And then that once you take it, you may take it too much, and you may get to the level where you now have respiratory depression. Your heart may just stop beating. For that once that you take it. This thing when you say every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Yeah. That's the kind of scenario. You must have heard all those gist when they will say, me, I don't they do and since nothing to me. But somebody else will say, the first day I tried it, there's people that will take drug for the first day and they will land in the hospital.
Right.
Yes, because the way my body is built is not the same way your body is built. There's some things your body can tolerate.
Yeah.
There's some things our genetic makeup is different.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, our genetic makeup is different. So it is different for you and for me. So honestly, I would advise us to not even do it at all.
Okay, so regardless of detox, regardless of I can do this, I can do that.
It's not advisable.
It's not an advice at all.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not an advice.
Okay, if someone was to ask you why I shouldn't do drugs again, I know we've discussed quite a number, but why shouldn't you do drugs?
Okay, why? Okay, no, let me answer it like, why don't I do drugs?
Why don't you do drugs? Okay.
Yes, why don't I do drugs? First of all, I have an understanding. I used to believe even people that does drugs or people that are planning to do drugs, if you have an understanding of how it works, you will not do it. Yes, if you have an understanding of how it works, you will not do it. The consequences are so many. Like today now we spoke about the physical consequences, the psychological consequences. Now it even affects how you behave around people around you, your relationships, your family. There are some people that because of drug abuse, their marriages are affected. Imagine a parent that abuses drug. What kind of children would they bring to the world? What kind of children would they raise? So there are so many reasons why we should not do drugs. It is a lot. Like, family, let me use relationships for example. We started doing drugs. Normally, if you don't do drugs and you have sane people around you, you guys will relate, everybody's happy, you do what you're doing. But because of your drug, some people are now keeping distance from you, you will not feel more sad to now want to take the drug more so that you feel excited. It's like, instead of me to depend on relationship with people around me, my body is now my drug. Then that becomes your best friend. And that's your best friend is killing you. It's like, let's say I'm in a relationship now with a lady, and my wife now I'm robber. Tomorrow she go kidnap me, join. That's how the drug is. So it's killing you slowly. Even when you don't even realize it. It's taking you slowly. So I don't advise anybody to do drugs.
Sorry, I know I asked a question, but let me just chip in this. I've seen some videos, and heard certain stories of how that a child, a newborn baby, has certain defects, can drug. Because even parents that don't do drugs, just medications they take during the process of pregnancy has a way of affecting the child.
Yes, definitely.
So can that also be a journey? Can that also be can this your drug usage be a reason that can affect your generation at large?
Okay, yes, definitely. But the example you said is the parents don't do drugs.
Yeah, no. Now they do drugs, basically.
Okay.
We have a lot of young adults doing drugs, doing different types. Some of them smokies, the shisha. So I'm trying to remember the name now. It's that balloon, a couple of other things.
There's one they used to call scooches.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to do it, but I think they used to mix different
drinks.
You put tramadol inside. They'll just mix it. That one, when you take it, it's a disaster. Like your brain would literally explode. Like inside, the neurotransmitters don't even know what they're doing. The brain is releasing serotonin, dopamine, GABA, as inhibiting is acting, everything. You will just be feeling excited, hot, restless at the same time. Yeah. No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's fine. So I'm just saying that these young adults, they do these things and they do all of that. Is it a reason? Because they're going to have children now.
Yes. And
these things can affect their children. Is there a reason for you to not do drugs? I also
whatever, as a young adult, when you want to reproduce, like children now, when you want to recreate, what I'm passing through is me and the lady, or two people, the man and the woman. They are passing through their genes, their makeup to the child. Yes, it is possible that because I cannot be a chronic drug user, because the person is a chronic drug user.
Yeah.
The child may not necessarily be affected in terms of, it must not be a physical thing. It may be psychological. Maybe in the brain. Yes, maybe in the brain, maybe psychological. And also that is a reason for
Why
somebody not
not to do drugs?
to do drugs. It's a very important reason. But generally during pregnancy, there are some routine drugs, fesolates, folic acid, um, vitamin B complex that we expect pregnant women to take to help the baby's development in the stomach. And I'm sure if you are pregnant, when you go for antenatal care, they will counsel you against all
Using
this,
medications
using all
anyhow.
this yes, any medication at all, general, because it can cause a lot of things, a whole lot of things. Apart from even passing it to the child, it can cause abortions. You may induce it without you knowing. So we are very careful about the drugs that pregnant women take
Okay.
generally.
All right. So I have a very interesting question, though. Well,
Okay.
looking at Nigeria, looking at the statistics that we have right now, and the way things are going at the moment,
Okay.
what's your projection on drug usage in these coming years?
Okay. So I read somewhere there was a statistics that said 37% of university students use drug.
Hmm.
When I saw it, I had to think 37. Do you know what is 37%?
That's huge, yeah.
Like it's getting closer to, for two people you see, it's getting close to 50. For every two persons you see, one person
One person
is
using drugs.
using drug. It is very, 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 very bad and high. And I think part of the reason why we are having this conversation for people to see is so that they would understand and know why they should not
Do it.
indulge in hard drugs. And I think as medical professionals and mental health organizations, it is our responsibilities. And I think a lot of other people should spread the word.
Yeah.
Like let people understand that, see, the fact that these drugs are available, the fact that there was something somebody asked me, somebody said, if these drugs are bad, why do they keep producing them?
Hmm.
Yeah, like someone just I can't I think I was at work that day and someone said, this drug that people abuse that is making, okay, what happened that day is a guy came into the hospital, they rushed the guy to the hospital, he had taken some substances that we don't even know
Yeah.
what he took. So I was on night duty. So that night, the doctor on duty was just giving this person naloxone.
Okay.
And then the guy he was alive, was just there, but he was alive. Now, the next morning, that doctor on duty swaps duty with
Okay.
somebody else. And I think, to cut the story, the guy died a couple of hours later from the drug abuse before his test results came back for them to know which
What
drug he
substance
took.
do you use?
No, when we know what you
To,
took, then we can know the antidote
to it.
to be given you. But they had to do tests to know. But before the test results could be ready, the guy was already gone. Now, this is just like an example of, like, generally just speaking on why we should like avoid using drug.
Wow. Because even when you get to a critical stage, if peradventure,
Yes.
because you might think you are so good and you might not get there, but if peradventure you get there, it might be hard for them to even know what you took
Yeah.
for them to save you.
Sorry to say. let me add something to this thing you said.
Yeah.
There's some people that are watching this right now. They believe strongly. Say, I know if they're addicted to this thing. I could take nothing. Like they're like, I'll take. They'll even tell you, I'm not addicted. I used to take it. I'm not addicted. I can stay without it.
Mhm.
That they fail to understand that substance abuse is not just a moral issue.
Mm.
It is also psychological and medical. Like it is your brain. And if your brain is rewired, you will still think you are normal. You won't think you have a problem. It is other people that are seeing you
You know, that's why they
that will know that
say
you have a
this very
problem.
interesting proverb.
Yeah.
The day a madman knows that he's mad, then that's the day he's healed. Do you get that?
Yeah. So that's why the day you understand how this works and you know that your brain is not normal, that's where your healing comes from.
That's fantastic. That's why it's very important to be known and to be armed with information. Okay, but you were going to ask I a question
Yes.
earlier. I think you deviated a bit. When they know that these things are harmful, why do they keep producing it? I wanted you to speak to
Okay,
that.
yes. Sorry. So now, the reason why they keep producing it is because they are drugs. In fact, apart from these hard substances we are talking about, every drug you take has a side effect.
Yeah.
Every drug you take has a side effect.
Yeah.
Paracetamol has a side effect. If you abuse antibiotics, they have side effects.
Even when you don't abuse it.
Even when you don't abuse it,
Okay.
they have side effects. So
Okay.
now these drugs have their particular moments where we need it. Like these opioids now, generally we use opioids as anesthetic in hospitals when we want to do surgery.
Yeah.
Or when you wake up from some kind of
An
the kind of
emergency.
pain you will be feeling. Even some pregnant women that does CS, you know, when you wake up, the pain is excruciating. So sometimes you just prescribe cocodamol for that moment to help with the pain
Yeah.
you get. So they have a good side to the drug. So ideally, they are even controlled substances. They're not substances that should be easily
Accessed
accessible.
in society.
Not everybody is to. You cannot just. In fact, now yes, you cannot just go to a pharmacy and say you want to buy cocodamol. They will not like. The pharmacist will be looking at you like, oh yeah, now bring the prescription. And then when you don't have a prescription, I've seen a lot of instances when somebody will say, I beg now, I'm coming here. I'm irregular. But professionally, we are taught not to indulge. We will not. There's no pharmacist that will give it to you.
Okay. This is going to take me a bit into, but let me just wrap up what you said.
Okay.
In essence, that
Yeah.
question is more of like, they will keep producing these things. Some of them
Yes.
even occur naturally in nature,
Yes.
but it has to be controlled. So
Yes.
it can't be stopped because it also has its benefits.
It has its
in nature.
benefits,
But we
yes.
need to learn to know when to stop and put the boundaries to it.
That's it.
Now, speaking back to what you said, I had one of the earliest experiences. I followed my mom to Cotonou. My mom, she went for a medical procedure in Cotonou, that's Benin Republic. I'm talking of like some 7 years back, 10 years backward. And I can remember vividly that when she went to the pharmacy to buy drugs, they asked her for the doctor's report, of which we had gone to the hospital earlier to, get
Yes.
the stuffs. And she gave them, and then they got everything they wanted. So I think along the line, one way or the other, there was a paracetamol. It was definitely different from what we have here now. But basically, so I think it got missing, and she needed that particular drug. So she went back to the same pharmacy to get it, and they didn't sell it to her. They had to go and get back the doctor's whatever. And
Yeah.
well, now that was like some years ago. I really don't know what the state is right now there. But right now, even in Nigeria, you can just enter a pharmacy and get certain drugs. Like without any prescription. Some drugs. I mean, I'm talking of as low as a paracetamol as a then, they were not going to sell it to you without a report from a professional saying that, oh, give this person this particular thing. As low as paracetamol is, like, I mean, I can just stop. I just see one malam there say, yo, I'm talking yani alpha. Bani paracetamol. And I'm good. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right? But where am I going to exactly with all of this is, are we really on the right path to controlling substance use and abuse in Nigeria in terms of like our agencies and all of that? From a professional point of view, are we on the right path to ensuring we curb the use of these things?
To answer that question, I think the agencies are doing their best. They are trying, but they can do more.
Yeah.
In terms of controlling drug abuse and misuse. Now, let me even give an example. Do you know that cough syrup? Cough syrup.
Yeah.
That one you took last week.
Yeah, I don't have cough, but yeah.
But like cough syrup can be abused.
Well, yeah, people
Yes,
abuse
it's
it.
like mini heroin inside the body. It can act as a mini heroin inside the body. Cough syrup. Now, cough syrup contains codeine. Codeine is a prodrug. Prodrugs are drugs that are not active. They become active inside the body. Now, once you take codeine, it's converted to morphine inside the body, and that morphine acts in the brain, causes dopamine release. Before you know, now you are becoming addicted. Okay, now there was a case where I was in the pharmacy randomly,
Yeah.
and these guys, two guys, dressed rugged, their belts, they just came in and they want to buy cough syrup. Two, they came. I mean, it's not something you even question. You just maybe person get in Nigeria now. It's an OTC.
Obviously,
There are
because
drugs that we call over the
over the
counter
counter, yeah.
drugs, so you can just walk in and just buy them. So I just dispense them. And I was discussing with my chief, like we're just having a conversation, and then she was like, "Do you know what those guys use that drug for?" I'm like, tell me, as a young person, I'm just coming into the doing IT. She was like, that they use it because of that euphoric feeling that it can make them feel high. Like they just a bottle that you're supposed to take 10 mil 3 times daily. They'll
For
take
like
like
5
50.
days.
Yeah, for like 5 days. They are taking it once. They'll just drink it to make them to feel high. So my point is, as the organizations are trying to control this drug misuse and abuse, these harsh substances, we as individuals, we have to do our part. Right? We have to do our part. We have to educate the next person that, this thing is not supposed to be so. Even paracetamol, like we discussed earlier, can be abused, but we have to try and be knowledgeable. Talk to our, if you see somebody, you can, Afana, why you, what's up?
Okay. I like where you're coming from, but I'm in the field of advocacy awareness,
Okay.
and there's a philosophy that sometimes I try to use, is the stick and the carrot. I feel like we're using a lot of the carrots on people. That's where the awareness comes in.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like it's working. Because I see friends, I've seen people, I've spoken to individuals that do these things. And they're like, oh, how the way they talk now for yourself. Oh. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
Because
saying.
they enjoy the feeling that it gives at that particular time. But the damage is the innocence that we introduce to it. Where they're supposed to, it feels like as though we have been conditioned to like that short-term feeling where you don't want to, pay the price. So that's the best way I can explain it. We like quick reward.
things.
Yeah, quick reward. Just that quick reward. You don't want to go through. You don't want to, stay put and see through that problem being solved. You just want a quick reward. Now, these same individuals are taking these things. Now they see people maybe younger than them and very close to them. They introduce them to it, and they get to it. Don't you think we should get to a space where we use the stick to really curb these things? Look at the statistics. 37% of
University students
are using drugs. No, it's just that's my take. What's your take?
Okay, using your stick and carrots.
Yeah.
Now, using the stick is not bad, but generally there are sometimes. Let me stick to that example of cough syrup I use. There are a lot of people that come to buy it for the right reasons. Yes, there are a lot of people that come to buy it for the right reason. And in Nigeria especially, there are some communities where before you get to see hospital, before you see doctor, when you can go to hospital and you see like 1,000 people, like so many people wanting to see doctors. I think the problem generally, if you speak about Nigeria, for my own opinion, is that we even lack the medical professionals that are supposed to educate the masses. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say as a pharmacist, I'm in my office, I'm supposed to. Now, if you go to hospitals, one pharmacist can attend to like 300 people in a day. So now imagine that person having the time to now start educating each patient about drug misuse, abuse. Okay, see this one, you take it like this. Explain. Most times when we even dispense control drugs to patients, we are to tell them these drugs can be addictive, so you must take it this certain way. You must stop. Yeah. And we don't give you more than you need. Yes, we only give you an exact amount you need because we know that you're not supposed to be able to get it. Now, medical professionals, I think our problem is brain drain. Most of our medical professionals are leaving the country. Nobody wants to stay in Nigeria. So the people that are supposed to have time to educate these patients don't really have the time. Most times they just go to dispense, talk small thing, next, dispense, talk small thing, next. So in the long run, it's playing a part of it. It is like a small part in a big thing. Yeah, it's like a small part in a big thing. Now, apart from the medical professionals too, business owners. Some people are business minded. There are some people that their business is just hard drugs. Their own is to go
Yeah, they're
and
making money.
yes, they are making money. So go and source for it.
That's where the NDLEA comes in and all of
That's
it.
where the organizations come in. Okay, there was a statistics I read somewhere. I can't remember the exact numbers,
Okay.
but there was a time a couple of years back where NDLA seized about a huge number of cocaine. Like cocaine that can service the country for years, seize it for one person. So imagine. Like when things like this, because there are people that they just want to make money, they don't know that the harm is much. Like you are making money, right? Quite all right, but you are harming a lot of people, not just one person, generations. And for one person, you are touching a whole family is affected. Another person, another family is affected.
Yeah,
And
it
then
becomes a ripple
from one
effect.
person, thank you, a ripple effect. You now influence your friend, you influence your friend, like that, and then it keeps spreading and spreading. So I think
It's a lot of work.
generally people every aspect has to stand up for it to be curbed. You know, the question is how can we reduce it?
How can we reduce it?
We need to start by making it easy for patients to be able to access medical professionals. The NDLA need to tighten their system, you know, just do the work they are doing. Normal me and you, we need to start educating people more. Everybody has a role to play. It's not a one man
One-man
job.
game.
In the public health sense, they say the community has a role to play. Community leaders need to start organizing events, webinars to educate people about the harmful part of this drug usage. So I think everybody has a role to play in it.
All right. So, when you were speaking, one thing that I think is very important is a charge to like the Ministry of Education, saying that some of these things should be actively imputed or infused into like curriculums
Yes.
for like
Yes.
the extra curriculum hours and activities. I know some schools already have some of these things.
Yes,
NYC scheme has a club. I know when I was in secondary school at the time as well, the there were clusters that addressed HIVs.
Yes.
So that was like my earliest introduction
To knowing
HIV.
about it.
Yes, there was one song that they even used to sing at that time. Challenge you. Since my mama born me, I know sabi HIV. Do you know the song?
I don't
My
know.
papa born me HIV no day. So the point is, they really used those systems to infuse into the ground level for us to understand HIV, people to understand these things. But yeah, the best you can do is really educate people sometimes, and then you just, I mean, if you look at statistics of HIV, for example, now it's whooping crazy. A friend was telling me about.
No, if we start going into HIVs and
No, I just want to like give that explanation, and I feel like
okay.
the information is out.
Yes.
People are aware. Even drug abuse, I feel like people are aware. Yeah, we just need to be more,
Intentional
about it, particularly when we're in a system that we do not have adequate precaution, or how do I put adequate ways to solve the problems. For HIV, for example, now, I mean, almost everywhere you can find something to solve your HIV, almost every place. But how many people will attend to you drug abuse? They'll just leave you to the wind. A lot of energy work.
Okay,
But yeah.
can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
I think one of the things that I believe somebody should take home from this episode is this. Drug abuse is not just a moral issue. You know, generally in our environment today, when you see somebody that abuses drug, your mind, they'll say, this one don't go wayward.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
one is Yoruba people say it.
Yeah.
You know,
Bossy baggage.
you know, Yoruba always have saying for everything. So you say this one don't go wayward. But sometimes it's not just that way. It can be psychological and medical too. Sometimes it starts.
Not even it can. It is.
It stems from there. So you get my point. So I believe generally the society should not only educate those that are abusing the drug, also educate those that are okay, so that when you see somebody abusing drug, you no just say, this one no get sense, this one na wayward person. No, you see how you can help that person, because somebody that already starts to take drug, to stop it, you can't just stop it. There are some drugs you abuse that if you stop it, it can lead to death. Yes.
Yeah.
Like you have to. That's why there are trained institutes that would, you go for rehab. They'll start tempering your dose.
Yes.
They progressively. So we have to care. We have to show care. Some people are doing abusing drugs because they don't have friends. They just always feel depressed. I've actually had someone text me, like I was just normal chatting, and she was like, should all her friends she just fighting with all her friends. Like say she will go, they do drugs. Yes, like seriously. So most times we need to show love, like show care for people around. Or how are you doing? Just ask, how was your day? You could be saving somebody from going to take codeine or
speaking of
the next
that
drug.
moral that you mentioned,
So it's not just moral; it is also medical.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I've seen people who do drugs who are not by any means wayward.
Yes.
Like, I mean, there are people you see on a regular day in the environment, and you want to be like them.
Yes, they are role models.
Yes, but
But
deep down
they
or
are
inside the
addicts.
corner, they are deep addicts and all of that. Well, anyways, I thank you very much. I think we've had a very awesome conversation. And would you have any final notes or something to say, or we can just wrap it?
To wrap it up, don't do drugs. Yes.
Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs, all these hard substances, because the feeling it gives you is temporal. Like just 5 minutes excitement, very temporal feeling, or you just feel high, it makes you feel confident. But no, the long-term consequences are very, very bad. Like they are extremely bad. It can affect your family, it can affect your life, it can affect your brain. It can affect a lot of things, friends, your job. You may think you are okay, but
you're not
gradually you are not.
You lost it.
You're not
All
doing
right.
well. So.
I'll just maybe let me just
Okay.
use this, and by numbers, without even what's the word, trying to sugarcoat or get you to get excited about what we're saying.
Yes.
If you look at a lot of people who do drugs, this is the
Okay,
part.
so like we'll cover this part.
Yeah.
So,
So you see the drugs, see the reactions on the face and all of that, and then when you do fruits, of which many times you can actually get this feeling from certain fruits. Some of these feelings, there's something we call sugar rush.
Yes.
No, it's not good for your health, but you can see, all of these things. So drug definitely has a very crazy effect on you, and you should not do it, and you should stay away from it. On that note, I think we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. I will see you right on the next episode. Stay tuned. We'll be on the same channel. Bye.
Bye.